A question on Islamic finance, and we have some of you who have come specially for Islamic finance. So methodology can wait. What is the role of Islamic finance in the study of Ilm Akhir al-Zaman? We have people here who are doing their PhDs in Islamic finance, and some are doing their masters in Islamic finance. So we have some interesting participants here today. I think that's the biggest battleground of all, finance. Because Dajjal is attacking on two fronts, both riba. He's attacking through the banking system. And you should read John Perkins' Confessions of an Economic Hitman. And you should read that book written by the British Sheikh. What's the name of the Sheikh? William Shakespeare. What's the name of the book? Merchant of Venice. It's the best book on riba you could ever read. Because sometime when the money lends you money on interest, he does so because, as Shakespeare so beautifully put it, it's your pound of flesh that he wants. John Perkins has explained it. Sometimes they lend you money on interest so they can become rich at your expense. But other times they lend you money on interest so that they can enslave you. That is one of the part of the subject. But that's not the monetary economics. That's not the finance. The other part of the subject is the finance part, where the International Monetary Fund prohibits the use of gold as money. Allah has made the dinar halal. He mentions the dinar in the Quran. And the dinar is not made of paper. A dinar is of gold. If Allah makes something halal and you make it haram, what is that sin called? It's called shirk. Why are you afraid to say so? If Allah makes something halal and you make it haram, that is shirk. And if I follow you in what you have done, then I also commit shirk. The International Monetary Fund, set up so skillfully by the Zionists, through Bretton Woods, the Bretton Woods Conference of upstate New York, the International Monetary Fund prohibited the use of gold as money in order to pave the way for the monetary system of bogus and fraudulent paper currencies to take control of the world. That system of bogus and fraudulent paper currencies have been used to bring about the most massive transfer of wealth in human history. The most massive and unjust transfer of wealth in human history, from the unsuspecting masses to a global predatory, blood-sucking elite. Somebody just reminded me, Sheikh, you used to use this language 10 years ago. And that massive transfer of wealth is still taking place. And yet you're going to apply to the IMF for a loan on interest? And don't you have any sense? My book entitled The Gold Dinar and Silver Dirham, Islam and the Future of Money, is only 50-something pages long. Deliberately so. So you have no excuse for reading it, for not reading it. What do we do? When you understand that to take a piece of paper, to print a picture on it, to put a number on it, and then to assign to that piece of paper an entirely fictitious value. It's haram. Only Allah creates wealth out of nothing. And for you to attempt to create wealth out of nothing is shirk. So long as we remain attached to the world of paper currencies, which is now on its way out, and to the electronic monetary system or the digital monetary system which is coming to replace it, it's already there. We are going to be trapped in a money system of the world that they created and they control and they use to their advantage unjustly. We're going to be trapped in the equivalent of a financial Guantanamo. What do we do? This is what I could not complete in the last session. Answer. When you know that you have abandoned the Quran and the Sunnah, make tawbah. Tawbah means to turn around. And return to the Quran and to the Sunnah that you've abandoned. The dinar is in the Quran. Somebody should tell Bank Negara that for me, please. The National Bank. The dirham is in the Quran. So return to the dinar and the dirham. And returning to the dinar and dirham means returning to it in your pocket, not in a vault in some bank. And use the dinar and dirham for buying and for selling. So if you want to build a hut in our Muslim village, you'll have to pay for it with dinar and dirham. So that hut would be halal. Is it possible for you to have a market in which you can use dinar and dirham for buying and selling? They won't allow it. Not in the cities. I don't think it's possible. But in the remote countryside, in a Muslim village, I say yes, it is possible. At least try it. So at least we will be trying at the micro level to return to Islam. We will be trying at the micro level to be a people who will be sincerely following the Quran and Sunnah. At least at the micro level. And if we are not allowed to do that in a remotely located village and they send the army and the police against us, we're going to hide in a mountain. But we're not going to give up Islam. We prefer to hide in a cave in a mountain, but we're not going to join your godless society. This is the price you have to pay if you want to hold on to Islam.